This is the dollar CAD the for the week of the January the 24th, and you can see now the CAD is one of the major currency pairs. It is gold, crude, copper, metals, grains. I mean, it is such a commodity-rich country. I think it's it's like Russia, one of the most commodity-rich countries in the world. And when you see this move, and it's been holding up here, and it's beginning to move to the upside, that tells us that we're going to get this liquidation we're getting this liquidation in the commodities. And once we get the commodities and the dollar they have inverse relationship. They move in the opposite direction. So if the commodities are coming down, then the dollar has to be going up. And the CAD has a positive correlation with the commodities. So if the commodities are going up, then the Canadian dollar will be going up. And in this case, when this is a chart for the dollar CAD, this means it's a representation of the dollar versus the Canadian. So this moving up, this means that the dollar is going up and the Canadian is coming down. So my 4 weeks high here this is my 4 week high, which is the 105.76. We closed the week at 105.39. And take a look. I mean, the one thing, we made a high of 106. This close is a little bit too close to the high for my comfort. It's a big range day, week. I would have preferred if it gives me a little bit of a decline, so nobody is squeezed towards the end of the day. But with all the sell-off that we had on Thursday and Friday in the dollar, look at the CAD, the dollar CAD. I mean, they were selling the dollar Swiss, they were selling the dollar yen, and yet they were selling the Canadian. Well, in the ones that are freely trade, Sergey, you're looking at the Aussie, the New Zealand, and the Canadian. These are the major ones, the ones that are freely traded for us. So if the commodities are going up, then the Aussie is going up. Commodities, I mean grains, gold, crude oil. This means that the Canadian and the Australian and the New Zealand should be going up, and the dollar should be coming down. So these are and of course the Swiss franc also has a slightly positive correlation with the gold, and it, as you know, it acts like a safe haven. So if gold is coming down, like what we have seen, it's sitting at a structural point of 1075, between 1075 and 1065. That's why we go and look at all these commodity charts, not just take the currency per se, because we have to see those correlations. That's the first thing we do when we come to the Sunday session, is to look at all these correlations so that we can get a heads up. Because if I want, most of the traders, if they miss buying, let's say if they want to go long the dollar and they miss buying the dollar Swiss, they're going to chase it by buying the dollar yen, they're going to chase it by buying the pound. So they will be trying, you will get either from a different currency which has a common base or a common denominator as far as the dollar base or a euro base, you will have a leading indication. You'll see that one of those currencies reverse before the other, either to the upside or to the downside, or you're going to get also a leading indicator from one of the commodities. So in this case, we have seen that all the commodities are beginning to sell off, and at this point, right now, there is no reason for us, the ones that are trading commodities, there is no reason for us to jump in to be long any of the commodities right now. Okay, so anyway, so with this we can see that the CAD or the dollar is beginning to move up versus the CAD. And our buying point should be somewhere around the 105.76. So we close, I mean, we just, in this case, to be honest with you, I would be more safer to buy above the high of the week. So my buy is going to be 106. And the reason I'm saying this is that you guys that took the course know that this is what we call a big range rule. And all right, so the dollar is pushing up. It has making quite a nice base over here. So our buying point, I would rather buy, let's see the intraday so we can get the buy signal on the intraday. I mean, take a look at this chart. This is, I mean, it's a magnificent chart. I mean, the trend is to the upside. They are just buying the dollar across the board. They are selling the Canadian. There is no reason for us whatsoever for the time being to even contemplate on going short the CAD. So this is our short point from last week, which is the 104.37. Based on this chart, that remains intact. There is no reason for us anywhere over here. There is no reason for us to actually consider going short the dollar CAD unless it comes below the 104.37. Anywhere over here is a buying opportunity, and we can take our buy signal from the high here, which is the 105. I will take it above the 106, the buying point above the 106. So let's put our buying point, the 106.07. Our structure long is still intact, the 107.81, and our structure short is still the 102.50. So the structure long and the structure short are intact. This is our buying point, and this is our long point, and this is our short point. Okay. All right, guys. It's